Hello? Good morning. How are you doing? Let me try that again. I used to sit there and think, I'm really good. So, how are you doing?
I'm really good.
Nice. So, I'm Jiangshan Yu, a lecturer at the Faculty of Information Technology. And as John mentioned, we are also fighters of the IT faculty. So I'm not going to ask the same question again, like, have you heard about cryptocurrency, blockchain, or Bitcoin? You heard that 2 times at least this morning, so I know the answer. But I want to know that, did any of you have ever invested in Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies? No? Well, hands up if you have, and if you get Ferrari or Mercedes from the investment. Okay, so what is cryptocurrency? So this is a bit detail in the technology here. So cryptocurrency is pretty much like what you have in a bank. It's a currency, but it's digital currency with some certain features that the current currency does not give you, like the extra security. So with the traditional bank, you have a little notebook or the database sitting in the bank, and the bank tells you what number of your balance that is. So if the bank is really willing to, the bank could change the number, or if there are some financial problems, the bank may just get all your money and you may lose them, right? So with cryptocurrency, those problems can be solved in different ways. First of all the bank records, the transaction records, are maintained globally. So you do not need to trust any party to maintain your balance. So it will be maintained by lots of people, millions or even billions of devices in the world. It's fully distributed, and they can guarantee that all the records are correct, and no one can remove, delete a record of your balance, or no one can modify your balance if that's not correct. This is also transparent, so anyone can audit the process here. Let's say if we have the cryptocurrency and we have a company, they are buying things and they want to have tax return later on, then all the records are there. So the ATO can simply look at the ledger saying that this is the list of your transactions, and whether you spent those much money or not are all transparent to the authorities. Then the question is that we have so many different terms here, like Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and blockchain, smart contract, and so on. So what are they really are, and what are the relations between them? So Bitcoin is the first cryptocurrency introduced 10 years ago. And from the Bitcoin, the term, the blockchain, which is the technology introduced by Bitcoin, which now has so many different applications. And all the Bitcoin-like systems are called cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is only one of the cryptocurrency out there. And all of them are applications of the blockchain. And so 10 years ago, when the Bitcoin just came up, it was nothing. And now there are over 2,000 cryptocurrencies out there with a market cap of over $200 billion. And you can see that currently Bitcoin is still the most famous one on the crypto market cap, and also the most expensive one. And probably you all read the news that the cryptocurrency for the Bitcoin, the price goes up until like about 20K in US dollars, then dropped to probably several hundreds, then it goes up again to 700 or 7K for whatever the rate is. So there are 2 types of blockchains. One type is permissionless blockchain, which is Bitcoin, our Ethereum, those big names you heard about. So anyone can join and leave the system at any time if you want. So if you have a computer at home, if you have a server at home, you can join the Bitcoin network, and you can be a part of the system. You can do the mining, join a mining pool to gain money, and you can earn Bitcoin and do transactions on the system. So you don't need to apply for anything. You can just download the software, and you are already a part of the system. So this is the idea of the permissionless blockchain. You don't need permission to be a part of the system. And since Bitcoin costs so much, like if you want to have one Bitcoin, you need to pay thousands of dollars. And can we actually use that? Or it's just a, some investment you have on your computer or on your phone? So I want to ask the question that, do you think that it is hard to find an ATM for Bitcoin? What do you think? Yes or easy? Hard? So who thinks that you can find it in Melbourne? Nice. So here are the number of Bitcoin ATMs over the world. So there are about a bit more than 5K Bitcoin ATMs in the world. And in Melbourne, we have 8 of it. So if you look at here, we have one in Box Hill Central, one in the Glen Shopping Center, and one in Cheston. And probably you've been into at least one of the shopping centers these days. So next time, you probably would want to pay a bit more attention on those ATMs. So you could go to the website. There are many different websites which will tell you where you can find them and what you can do with them. So we take the Cheston Shopping Center as the example. In this ATM, you could buy and sell Bitcoin in Australian dollars. And there is another coin called Doge. You could only buy, but you can't sell. But then if you go to the Box Hill one, it also allows you to sell the coin as well. So now the second type of the blockchain, the permission. So the permission blockchain is very similar to what we currently have with the bankings. Namely, you need to have permission to be involved in the business. And we have many examples there as well from the industry, like the Hyperledger Fabric from IBM, and the Libra, which has been on the news in the last weeks from Facebook. So have you heard about the Facebook coin, the Libra? Yeah? That's good. So, but somehow the state is really against of the idea because of the regulation. But I think it's a really good idea. I'm a big fan of the Facebook Libra. I'm not saying that this is going to work, but I think this is going to take us into the next step. Because now all the governments are aware of the blockchain-based cryptocurrencies, and they are trying to compete with the companies, so the central banks are also working on it. I'm going to give you a few examples soon. So there are many different applications of blockchain. And there are good ones, bad ones, and the ugly ones. I'm going to give you a few examples of each of the use cases. The good ones, CBDC. Have you heard about CBDC? Central bank digital currency? No? So I think about 3 years ago, Bank of England had started to look into the cryptocurrency to say, can we issue cryptocurrencies, digital currencies, to our citizens so that they don't need to have the cash and so on. They can have a more secure way to do the transactions. And you don't need to wait for 48 hours or 2 weeks to transfer the money from UK to Australia or to China, right? So it will be much more efficient. It saves a lot of cost. And now there are so many different governments that are working on this. So this is an example of a good use of the blockchain, of the cryptocurrency. So here is a map of different countries adapting the blockchain applications for the cryptocurrency. For example, the blockchain applications in supply chain to save the cost and to have a transparent record of the goods. Now, we go to the bad examples. Probably you also saw this picture before. So this is ransomware. So if you see this in your company, then that means you are in trouble, right? Because essentially they lock the entire of your hard disk. You cannot see whatever data you had before. If you have a game in your computer, you can't play it anymore because you lost your record now. If you want to get it back, you need to pay them in Bitcoin. So this is one of the bad examples. But I'm going to tell you that as fighters here, how do we fight against the criminals soon in a few slides. Next example, the kidnappers. In Europe, they kidnapped a multimillionaire businessman and asked the money in Monero, which is another cryptocurrency. So this is another bad example, and a few more bad examples. So dark night or dark market. So dark market is essentially like a marketplace, but for the evils. So you could buy things out there. It's like eBay, but what you can buy is that, so by the way, here is the money has been involved every day. So it's a few millions of dollars in the market to buy things. So I did some research over there to get into the dark market to see what you can do over there. So you could buy fake notes, like US dollars or Australian dollars, by paying Bitcoin or Monero Litecoin, and they give you a very good exchange rate as well. And they have free delivery, by the way. So you could also buy fake notes, fake ID. So because I didn't try to hide my IP address, so they see that I'm from Australia, and they can already say that you could buy the fake driver license for the New South Wales. You can also buy drugs. For example, to get 1 to 7 grams of the cocaine is $69 roughly. I thought it would be more expensive. You could also buy malware and so on from there. And there are ugly examples. There are scams. They just try to get money from you and run away. So at IT, we are going to launch a new blockchain technology center called Monash BTC. So the news will be released soon. And we are doing top research in blockchain, and which is the backup for the education. So all the lecturers here are world lead researchers in the field. So what do we do? We have designed the world's first secure blockchain to secure against something called 51% attack. That has been considered the biggest threat to Bitcoin and to other cryptocurrencies. And in the last 12 months, the money we lost from that attack was over $23 million. So basically, there were about 10 attacks in the last 12 months, and each attack would cost about $2 million. And we proposed the first system that can address this problem. And we are also building up the system. So this is the first week of the semester, and there are already several students applied to join the project to be a part of the team to develop the system. So all of our students have a chance to join our project to gain some experience over there. We also do post-quantum security algorithms. So probably you heard about the quantum computers. So the supercomputers, they are going to break all the systems in the next whatever decades. So we also design the post-quantum secure blockchains with the advanced algorithms in the faculty. We also do privacy and forensics. So the forensics is really the positive word here. So what we do for the privacy is that we design privacy-preserving systems on blockchain so that not anyone can read your transactions in clear text. So we have some way to protect your data. But we also do forensics. Or another way to say it, we do hacking in the privacy coins so that we can help the government to trace down those criminals who do the illegal tradings on the cryptocurrencies, as mentioned in the previous examples. we are also working on applications with, within the faculty and cross-faculty, and also with our industrial partners, energy, digital health, and supply chains. And there are many other applications that I'm very happy to discuss with you later on. And if you want to find more about the different units that we are offering here, you can check out the major in computer network and security in the Bachelor of IT and Bachelor of Computer Science. And as Matt mentioned in the morning, that we also have so many different double degrees, and you can choose either major or minor in the computer networks and security there. So that's all for the talk, and I'm happy to discuss with you later on as well. Thank you. Have a nice day.